Welcome to AirTime with Agnes Kru Yoga, my podcast, your podcast for you as a yoga teacher to get inspired and find support in your teaching, but also in your practice of yoga. So I'm your host, Agnes Kru from Agnes Kru Yoga, and I'm a yoga teacher based in Mallorca and live here and teach here now for more than 10 years. And I'm especially interested in yoga teacher development. So I'm, for example, mama of a Facebook group, the Yoga Teacher Tribe. You're very welcome to join. But beside of what I'm doing, I am even more excited about my very interesting guests here on my podcast, who are also willing really to share their knowledge. So today, I feel it's a little bit a tricky one for yoga teachers, as we'll talk about marketing. And I'm very, very excited to welcome today Chloe Morris from Pink Flamingo Marketing. So Chloe is a marketing mentor, and she teaches people as us to market ourselves naturally and actually to understand how marketing works, and above all, how to make it fun. So marketing is your friend. That's her mantra. And her mission is to help us to be the flamingo in a flock of pigeons. Isn't that beautiful? So Chloe has worked in promotion and marketing for over 12 years, and she created the Pink Flamingo 2015. And she's worked with hundreds of businesses in all kinds of industries. And she's not helping people like us to become flamingos. She loves to dance, cycle, me too, and yes, practice yoga. So I'm very, very excited. Please welcome her with a warm applause. Chloe, thank you so much for taking your time. I'm quite sure from a very busy schedule, and please help us. But before I will bombard you with a lot of questions, could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. So that was a very good intro. You've read very well through my about section of my website, so thank you. As someone who teaches a lot about marketing promotion and understands it from the other side as well, because I was never a very confident person. I never really enjoyed talking about myself, and quite often being put on the spot about introducing myself can be quite difficult, especially when I don't really have a tangible product as such. Up until now I have online courses as well, but because a lot of what I do is very much one-to-one, and working in marketing, which is an area that makes people go a lot like, it always has been I feel like I've always been kind of had to give a very good synopsis of what I do. So I've established Pink Flamingo Marketing in 2015. It's over 6.5 years ago now, and I've always worked with small businesses and independent businesses from all over the world, basically help them learn, love, and launch their marketing. So it's about kind of finding your own way, finding what is going to work for you, and working out a plan of how you can actually action it, because it's definitely something that makes us freeze quite a lot, especially when what we're giving ourselves is our own personal gift, and what we're good at. And that is where I can relate with yoga teachers as well, because I won't interrupt the questions that we've got prepared for later, but definitely understand.
But I'm nodding the whole time because it's something I think now all yoga teachers watching say like, yes, it's such a terrible theme. But I hope we can help there during this
interview. For sure.
So I introduced you as a marketing mentor. What is that exactly? What is a marketing mentor doing?
So I wouldn't describe myself as a consultant, and I wouldn't describe myself as a coach, because I'd say a mentor is someone that basically can teach you what it is that you need to do, and also help you with the practical actions of that as well. So when I'm working with clients, I'm working very hands-on. So I'm not only just teaching them, but I'm also helping them put in place things like their marketing, their website administration, helping them put together social media posts, teaching them how they can tidy up their business systems. There's all different areas really that I love to work on with the marketing. Mainly, I would say website, social media, and also just putting together all of those foundations like the customer journey. So I'd say that as a marketing mentor, I get involved quite a lot in terms of getting things in place. And actually, a testimonial I have from a yoga teacher who I work with, she called me the Marie Kondo of marketing, where I help to get everything out, sort out what we need, and we put back neatly what is needed.
Nice. So also marketing, I believe so many yoga teachers have really a problem with that, because there's like a misconception about marketing, what it is. No, and there's this idea marketing is not yogic. That's the idea what I hear a lot from teachers, no, discussing it. So can you explain us what is marketing and what it's not?
Sure. Every single person that you speak to about this is going to have a very different kind of way of answering it. So I very much come from the Seth Godin school of thought. So Seth Godin is an American writer. He has a very good podcast, which he actually sends out a blog every single day to his mailing list, and it's very much like marketing psychology. So I would say for anyone who is watching this, like if you've not heard of Seth Godin before, go and listen to some of his stuff on YouTube or get his audiobooks. They're very much like storytelling. So he basically his definition of marketing is that marketing is the generous act of helping someone solve a problem, their problem. So I come very much from that aspect as well. So for me, marketing isn't about spending loads of money on advertising. It's about getting clear on actually who your audience is, what it is that you're good at, what your audience's problems are, and how you can solve them, how you can build relationships with them, and how they can buy from you, how they will then repeat, refer, recommend, etc. So to me, you basically think of marketing as a way of just spreading your gift, so that you basically have customers out there who are looking for something to solve their problem, and you have the answer to that. So with yoga, people are looking to feel calmer, feel healthier, feel stronger, to look after themselves. And by, turning up to your class, then of course they're solving that need in their life. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on that?
So you're saying marketing is actually sharing that I'm able to calm you and to make you feel better. For example, let's take this example, and not necessarily posting 5 times a photo of me on Instagram. Yeah. So it's just sharing my help.
Exactly. It's about sharing what you're good at and how that can help others.
No, I believe so. So on your website, actually, you mentioned 2 things. That part of your mission is to share how we can market ourselves naturally and how we can make it fun. So those are 2 difficult concepts, I think, also for yoga teachers, fun and natural. So let's start with the natural part. I know you've worked with a few yoga teachers as well. And why do you think some of us have an issue with marketing and feel it's unnatural?
I think marketing is very much given a very bad name by the sort of it's sort of they without kind of stereotyping here, it's kind of that bro marketing kind of tactics where it's like the men in the cheap suits trying to kind
It's
of
also because of an overload, no? It's so
yeah,
much marketing, so maybe so
yeah,
much.
exactly. Like there's just so much marketing out there, and like quite often we think of marketing as being these kind of like sleazy sales tactics and spending lots of money on advertising when we don't know what we're doing with it. But actually, if we think of it as being something that is like fun, once you get clear about what it is that you are offering to other people, and that you know kind of the value in that and how that's going to help other people, then you learn your own style of then communicating that to others. And even though it can't, fun and marketing probably don't fit into the same category. Like, I love to teach how creative marketing can be, from every area of your marketing, from the photography that you're using, the storytelling, writing the captions, like creating social media graphics, putting together your website. It all can be a very, very creative process. And I think that once you know what you're doing and you've got into a routine with it, then it becomes kind of second nature. Does that make sense?
So maybe, the idea of being unnatural is that people think they have to do something in marketing, but I think you say, like, already in between the lines, like, there is no you have to find out what is yours, right?
Exactly. There is no blueprint. It's going to be what actually is working for you. What is going to work for your business, for your practice. And I don't feel that there is any set template. You can use strategies and things and use them in your own way, and it's about kind of making it your own.
And you mentioned also the fun part. No, you mentioned has to be fun. And I saw an interview with a very, very famous American yoga teacher and also rock star, Sadie Nardini. She has a huge amount of followers on Instagram. And she said, you have to find a way to make it fun. You have to find a way that you're actually looking forward to post something, for example, to share something, no? Then it's yours. So how can we have more fun? How can we actually look forward to this? Can you share that something?
Yeah, sure. So I always use a bit of a 3-step process, so that you always kind of, firstly, you have clarity. So you're clear in what it is that you need your message to get across. Because if we're trying to communicate and market things and we're not quite sure, what our message is and what it is that we want to be posting about, or what it is that we want to be sharing with people, then it's a little difficult, because that's where we need to kind of build our confidence in knowing that we don't have this imposter syndrome to say, oh, I can't say that, or someone's going to judge me for saying that. So we need to really embody our marketing to start with, and then to be creative with it. So Instagram gives us a very good example of that, because we can create reels, we can play around with our stories, we can go live, we can create all different types of content that we're able to then track through our insights to see what it is that is doing well, what's performing. And we kind of think of it as a bit of a game, really. We think, okay, so what does my audience want to know about next? What's going to be, how can we teach them? How can we educate them? How can we entertain them? So I kind of think that there's an element of almost like being like acting, I guess, like through our social media and things. We can have fun with it in that way too. And we can have fun in kind of sharing what we're up to, and also building community as well. So it's really important to start to build community through our social media, through our marketing platforms, so that then, we can have some interaction back. It doesn't need to be just one way where we're just putting out content. We need to get some feedback and actually build community as well. So I really like that community building aspect of it.
Yeah, And also we move now, because at the beginning we talked about marketing. Marketing doesn't have to be necessarily digital marketing, no? So we move right away, because nowadays it's often also, it's just simply, it is digital marketing. No, and I think, so my problems for a long time also, of course, I also go through those stages and then struggle with marketing, is to market myself. No, me as a yoga teacher, like, but it's not about me. I don't want to put myself always there and talk about me and me and me and me, because it's but then, as you say, you have to make clear what is your message. No, you have to, what is what you want to share. So for me, it's actually, I want to share yoga. No, I don't want to share myself. No, but there is a way. Then you have to market yoga. Then you have to, and this is for me easier. No, that to market this. No, what's the outcome, or whatever. No, the steps. It doesn't have to be, marketing doesn't mean, or even digital marketing doesn't have to mean me. I'm so big. No,
it's about sharing and educating other, like, your practice and things to other people as well. And like with over like the last 6 years, I've done a lot of research about kind of what holds people back with their marketing, and the 5 key things that have come back are procrastination, because they just never get round to doing anything, and marketing just ends up being kind of the bottom of the list. And then perfectionism as well has come up, where you're like, oh, it's not good enough, I can't share it, I can't launch my website, I can't, I can't send this email newsletter because it's not just perfect. And inconsistency as well, because then we'll kind of like dip in and out of, I'm leading up to selling something, so I'm going to be like doing lots and lots and lots of promotion, and then I'm just going to go underground again. And then another one as well is imposter syndrome. So that last one there, it touches on what you were just saying about, it's, people just don't want to hear about me. And it's really easy when we work by ourselves as well, just to kind of get stuck in this rut where we're like, oh, I can't just keep posting about myself or pictures of me doing different yoga poses or something like this. But you think, okay, I'm sharing something. I'm not just saying, oh, look how good I am at this.
You should, hopefully not. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one as well that comes up massively, and this is something that I've dealt with a lot personally as well when I've been marketing myself, is fear. We have a lot of fear when we're putting ourselves out there, and that could be fear of rejection, it could be fear of success even, it could be fear of judgment, it could be all of these different fears come up, and it's just as we're stepping out of our comfort zone, really, because society does not teach us to promote ourselves, to shout up about how we're good at something.
I have to say, our culture.
Yeah, it really is. It's our culture.
Our culture. So my partner's from South America, and I feel they are better in that. And they don't think so much like, yeah, I'm great, I'm so good. Yay, let's have a party, I'm so good. No, it's like they're easier with being proud of what they can.
Exactly. And I'm from the UK, and like the Brits are known for being like modest about things. Like, we don't want to talk about that because then someone might, I don't know, laugh at us or something.
Yeah.
And it's hard to kind of like tell someone like, I'm really good at this, you need me. Let me help you solve a problem.
Yeah.
So it's especially when, like, as a yoga teacher, you are like sharing your gift with other people and things, and if you're enjoying what you do, then sometimes it's kind of hard to put a price on that as well, because we think, oh, but I enjoy it. I want to just come to my class because I enjoy it. But you don't need to, I don't need to tell everyone about it because I actually enjoy it. I don't need more. So it's kind of this catch-22 where you just kind of get stuck in this cycle where you're like, oh, I can't, I don't want to have to tell everyone what I'm good at.
Yeah, that's true. I even have a friend who's a coach, and she works with that on people, like to really like, what do you think, like self-worth or like success? What is your relationship to success? Like, do you allow yourself to be successful? Do you allow yourself to be big or to not to? So yeah, it's a tricky theme. And one very interesting thing you mentioned, and this was is me definitely, is also perfection.
Mhm.
The sense of perfectionism, you say?
Yeah, perfectionism.
And so one very important tip for me I received is like literally, how do you say marketing? I think it's a marketing thing, like better done bad than not done at all.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
this is
So
like my
it's
new mantra: just do it, like, and then later you have time to make it better. No,
exactly
the
done.
website
Done
is
is
not perfect. No, it doesn't matter. Like, just put it out, like, no, and
exactly
go
done.
and
Yeah,
so
done is better than not at all, at all. Like, and like within my courses as well, I always teach on those kind of 5 principles too, because they come up time and time again. And it's, if we're not actually putting ourselves out there and we're just kind of keeping it all to ourselves, it's kind of a little bit selfish that we're not actually sharing our gift with the
yeah,
world.
yeah.
And I was working with a client yesterday on finishing off her website, and she's like, "Oh, but I can't do this because I haven't got the right photos." And I'm like, "Well, let's use stock ones for now, and then you can always change things later." Because it's like that perfectionism. It's like, great. Well, if I haven't got that, then I can't launch. And that gives me a
Mhm.
fantastic excuse of why I can't launch. But then if you don't launch, then no one is ever going to see what it is that you're
Yeah,
doing. So
that's true.
yeah, yeah, done is better than not at all. It's one of my biggest mottos I'm always using.
I'm repeating it a lot for me. Like, it's big one, but it really, really, this helped me a lot. Just do it.
Yeah.
And later you work on it. So when we were talking about this podcast and about what we could talk today, you suggested we speak about marketing mindset, because this, you felt this was something yoga teachers could relate to. And why? What is exactly marketing mindset, and why do you think we can relate to it?
So mindset is a big principle within yoga as well. Like from practicing yoga myself, like I know that, you know, to have a good focus on your practice, on your learning, on your study, you know, on the consistency of how often you practice and how you work with your students as well. Like mindset is such a big area. So mindset is not always something that people relate with marketing, but it's definitely my favorite area to talk about, because if we don't have the right mindset in knowing that we're putting ourselves out there, and that we're clear and we're confident in our offering, you know, how we help people, our message, um, the promotional tools that we're using, the systems we have in place, then it kind of it all it's, I find that mindset really is the glue that keeps everything together. I think that the last, like, 18 months, 2 years has shown us as well, like, having like, working on our mindset has been kind of help keep things together. And if we think with our marketing, quite often it's like, "Oh, no one wants to hear what I'm saying," or "I'm not gonna bother," or "That's not good enough, so I'm not gonna put that out." You know, "People don't wanna hear from me." Then these are all these little niggly things, and no matter how good our website is, or, you know, how good our offering is, or how great our videos on YouTube are, or what have you, then if we don't have the right mindset, then all of that goes amiss.
Mm.
And I
Would
and
you
I
say this is like the very first step in marketing? Like, first to have the right mindset for it? Is it like step one?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And every time, like whenever I teach a course, I always start with vision and mindset, because you need to think about what it is that you're looking to achieve. So you need to think about your goals and like where you want to take things. And then the mindset of like, okay, like I need to get my message out there. I need to you know, I need to have a plan in place that's going to support me. And quite often, like with yoga as well, you know, you need a practice to follow really. And I feel that marketing is the same. Like you have like creating marketing habits really, so that you know that you are consistently showing up and that you are not feeling too overwhelmed, that you can, that you're not, when you're trying to live your life, you don't want to be on your phone all the time, adding to your Instagram story or thinking about content and things like this. So I feel like mindset is about like absorbing what it is that you need to put into your marketing as well, and then just taking the time to put that into practice so that you're not having to be online on your phone, and that actually you can focus on your own practice and your own students most of the time.
So we yoga teachers, how can we start creating a positive mindset?
I think firstly, we need to tap into what it is that we're good at and remind ourselves about why we practice and why we want to share our practice as well. So knowing that 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 you have something that people need in their lives. They want to feel stronger, calmer, clearer. They want to have someone who's going to hold them accountable as well. The reason why they would work with a teacher is so that they can help them learn and kind of take things to the next level. So hopefully, that kind of gives a bit of an idea of like how we just need to become clear really of like reminding what we're good at, and then actually having some practices in place. So like I said, just kind of creating those marketing habits so that you are actually keeping on top of things like your social media posting, on top of launching and promoting workshops or retreats or courses, etc.
I'm a big fan of also, because it's quite a big theme and often for a lot of teachers, like a big process actually to take the step and decide I will myself. I will market myself now. So I am a big fan also of actually writing. No, if you say if you want to think about what do I want, who am I, what am I good at, where do I want to be in 5 years?
Yeah.
No, to actually to write that down. No.
Yeah.
And
Journaling is such an important part, and like that's whenever I work with a client, like I can't give them the clarity, and actually journaling is a perfect opportunity to do that, where you have these prompts to think, okay, where do I want to take this? What impact do I want to make on the world? How am I showing up to make the world a better place? And then when you take a bit more kind of responsibility then for your part in making the world and making your clients and your students' lives better.
And then if you've written it down, it's something you can always come back, because at one point marketing, it's not what you do once. It's like a long process. No, so definitely in a long process, you always come to obstacles and like doubts, and you always come to a little bit more challenging moments. No, then you can go back and see like, what did I actually write down? No, where do I want to be, or what am I good at? So
it's a nice
talking about obstacles also, no? What do you think? What are the challenges we can face as yoga teachers?
I think the challenges that like yoga teachers face really is firstly is that, like I keep saying, about kind of like sharing their gift with the world can feel personal. So maybe having that sort of fear of rejection, fear of judgment, etc. And feeling that guilt for I enjoy my practice, I enjoy sharing it with others, so therefore am I okay with kind of promoting this and charging for it as well. I think with yoga teachers as well, like sometimes you may go on like a long training for a month or something like this, so it may be that you have times where you're actually not going to be online at all, in which case you can schedule, you can plan ahead, etc. You can communicate with your audience that you're doing this training and it's going to be beneficial for your audience as well and your students. I would say like those 5 kind of pillars that I gave before, with the perfectionism, procrastination, imposter syndrome, inconsistency, and fear. I would say that those relate quite, they are going to be obstacles, but it's about learning to overcome them. And actually, awareness is the biggest step towards change. And sometimes we give ourselves these excuses that we're like, oh, I can't do that. I can't say that. I don't understand how to market. I don't know how to use the tools. My technology skills aren't that great. Then once we have awareness of that and think, okay, what can I do to overcome this? So yoga.
But actually, yoga teachers have the tools, no? We are,
Exactly,
yeah, we
you're
know
all geniuses in
accept,
self-development, and marketing is like that too, because especially when you're running a personal brand, your business, running a business is one of the biggest self-development courses you could ever do. You learn more about yourself and about society and about your, about culture and about others than you would about anything else. So I think it's definitely something that we need to practice as marketing. So don't let it be an obstacle.
Well said, thank you. And so I mentioned also there's marketing, no, important. If you have your own business, no, or brand, we move quickly to digital marketing. In my opinion, and my personal marketing strategy, like one of the biggest is always, I say, creating relationships with my students. No, as I feel if I create this, they're more likely to sign up for workshops, for retreats, for trainings, as we have to face that. There are millions of, I don't know how many, but there are a lot of yoga teachers in the world. No? And sometimes it's like that. You can ask yourself, why does this person have like constantly 50 people in the class? And why do I struggle with 4? No? And it's often not the knowledge we have, because we all know kind of the same. Of course, there are differences, no, but it's about the connections. No, I choose the teachers I go to not necessarily always by what they know, but how we connect.
Yeah, definitely. People buy from who they know, like, and trust. So building relationships is very, very, very important. And that's definitely the way that I've built my business as well, is like how you make these connections with people. And then when they're ready to buy, then they come to you. So when they are ready to attend a yoga teacher training, then they come to you because they know, like, and trust you. So that's really, really important. So word of mouth is definitely the most powerful form of marketing. People love to give a resolution to someone's problem. So if they even hear someone in a coffee shop say, I'm looking for a new yoga class, you feel inclined to say, oh, well, I know of one. But also, as much as word of mouth is really important, it's also important to have the foundations in place as well, because I may have given an explanation to someone about the style of yoga that is within this class or this training, but it might not be right. And also this person might be looking for more information. So always good to still have the website, the social media, the calls to action in place so that they can go and find out more and actually make themselves like a better judgment of whether it's for them or not.
If it's a right fit. So what is better? I match my offers to my audience, or do they choose me by my offers?
That's a good question. So if you already have an audience, it's very, very important to, so if you have a specific service that you offer, you have a specific training in something, of course, you're going to be attracting people who want that service. But it's also when you get that audience as well, it's really important for you to be listening to what it is that they need and what they want as well, because quite often what they need and what they want are two separate things. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they don't even realize what it is that they want. So you need to educate them on that as well. So that's kind of how marketing gets a bit more complicated in terms of like psychology and like learning about how you can then get like learn what it is that they need, even though they don't even know what they need, and then actually provide them with a solution to that. So I would say if you have your audience already, then you need to be listening to what it is. If not, if you're looking for your audience, you just started out, then you need to be looking for people that are attracted to your offering rather than going, I can see that they need that, even though that's not really something that I'm good at. And I'm going to create something to match that need. So
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be aligned with what it is that you are good at and what you love and what you're passionate
Yeah, of
about.
course. Of course. And you mentioned also a few times consistency. So the marketing gurus always say that it's like the most or one of the most important strategies, no, in marketing. Consistency, what does that mean? And is there an optimum we should aim for?
I think it all depends on where you're at with your business and where you're looking to, like whether you're selling classes or courses or retreats, whether you have an online course. You need to be thinking about kind of how you are going to be attracting this audience and how you're going to be communicating with them. So there's no optimum kind of amount of time that you should be spending on your marketing, or actually on, on how often that you should be sending out promotional offers. So I would say consistency is going to be key here, because it's about keeping on top of things. Because if you let things go astray, like I said before, the inconsistency, one of the pillars. So inconsistency then means that you're for example, on social media, your engagement will go down. So people won't see your posts if you haven't posted for ages. So it's just really good to just keep in the back of people's minds. So so that people have heard of you at least once a week or once a month or something. But actually having, they say 1 hour of planning is actually like could be equivalent to 10 hours of doing. So actually having a plan to follow and actually knowing that you're going to be keeping on top of things rather than let it slide and be like, oh God, where am I at with everything? I think it's good just to keep that habit of at least once a month, be revisiting your marketing plan and be like, okay, what am I selling this month? What content am I giving to people? How am I going to network? How am I going to connect with people? How am I going to show up? So I'd say just keeping on the go
So
is going to be
you recommend
important.
planning, yeah?
Yeah,
So
planning, planning,
step
planning.
one, change to a positive mindset. Step two, make a plan.
So
Yeah.
step one, get clear on what it is that you need to do, including your mindset. Step two, be creative with it and have fun. And step
Okay.
three, make a plan of how you can keep that up.
Okay. Fantastic. And obviously, your business is all about helping people to market themselves. So, why should someone work with a marketing professional like yourself rather than do everything themselves? How do we know we're getting value for money?
Sure. Well, firstly, I just want to say that I actually encourage my clients to do their marketing themselves. I
Mhm.
just basically help keep things together, create the
Mhm.
plan, and also
Mhm.
provide some accountability and then some training where it is that I need to do that. So um I think working by ourselves, we spend a lot of time in our own heads, and it's good sometimes to help develop some ideas with other people and also have other people feed in some ideas and also give feedback on what is going to work. So when I tend to work with clients one to one through mentoring, I'll meet them once a month, or maybe I even meet them once every 3 months, and we just have a look over everything that has been done. We look at the results. We look at forward planning of what needs to be done. We may look at tweaking some different things, maybe on their website or in their message, or maybe on their customer journey, maybe putting in place some systems to make it easier, because marketing's not just all about getting loads more clients. Sometimes it's about just putting in some simple systems so that we can work a little less. So
Sounds good.
yeah, exactly. So it's just like I love to show people how that they can make things simpler, so how they can save themselves time, so that they can save themselves money as well, because I always work with organic marketing methods. So it's not just about um, spending lots and lots of money on advertising. It's
Mm-hmm.
about how can you make it easier for the customer to buy from you? So I would say, like, when I work as a as a marketing mentor, and also this goes for if you were to work with anyone else as well, it's just about getting that feedback and knowing, kind of like keeping your eyes on the path ahead of you to know what's next and what it is that you need to do, the steps to get there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. And I believe that maybe it's also a culture thing that we often think like nowadays we have to do it all by ourselves. Or I see in Europe the idea of service, accepting service and help from others is not so accepted. Like in America, everybody's going somewhere to someone. If it's a psychologist or a coach or a therapist or a mentor or whatever, no, it's very usual there to work with others in order to grow. However, no, in Europe, not so much, I think, no, and as much as I said, I'm very interested in yoga teacher development, as I felt I was very alone at the very beginning, no, and I had to do it all by myself. And it's nice to find support, and it's so much easier actually to ask for support as well with marketing. No, like we can do it all by ourselves, but it takes a lot of time and nerves.
Yeah. I think as well, we get so stuck in what is happening day to day as well. Sometimes actually having a meeting with someone else and working on what it is that needs to be done in the future. Sometimes we don't look ahead, we just look at kind of what we need to do day to day. So actually having like that accountable time for some forward planning is great too. And for someone to look over and say, that's not gonna work, or how about we do it like this?
Mm-hmm.
It's can save us kind of weeks of sitting at our laptop and working on
Out of the
something.
window.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So how does your immediate future look like, Chloe? Your work-wise and pleasure-wise?
So this year I have launched Pink Flamingo Academy, which is my online course platform. So I've been writing and delivering courses and things for a couple of years now, mainly live. And now is time to actually get them all recorded and make them accessible so that I'm not having to run them all the time, and also so that they're available for whenever people need them. So um, I'm looking to increase a bit more of a work-life balance with that. And pleasure-wise, I am looking forward to a nice long holiday in Mallorca this Christmas, and just catching up with friends. And
For how long do you stay, or until when do you stay?
for a month. So
Oh,
yeah, so it'd be nice just to spend some more time and also practice yoga and things in a
good.
class, because I haven't done that in a class for a really long time. Um, and at the moment, I'm also learning astrology as well. So that's that's something. And and another thing as well, I'm learning to play the decks. So I'm learning to DJ. So
Oh,
yeah, so I'm like trying to bring some more creativity into my life as well,
great.
because my work is very creative. And I found that all of my creative energy was going into my work, but actually I want to include it in the rest of my life as well.
And also, do you feel like if you do so and you find inspiration and you work differently creatively, it enhances also your work? No.
Yes, definitely.
I challenged myself, and I just recently did again, like to learn something completely new. especially if you guide others, like you mentor others, no, or me teaching others, it's important to step out of the always what I'm good at and what I know, and to rewire your brain and do something different.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important to have that work-life balance, because when we work by ourselves, there's often no one can say, okay, it's 5 o'clock now, you can put your coats on and leave. Especially
No.
when you're working from home. So yeah, it's good to have that. So at the moment I just feel like creativity in all areas of my life.
Nice, it sounds good. So if you're planning a party and you'll use some music here in Mallorca, let me know.
I don't want to be a professional DJ, it's just a hobby.
Yeah, like for a little group, it's okay.
Well, static dance training is what I'm doing. So yeah.
So are there any events you can share we could maybe participate in?
Sure. So every single Monday, I run a group called Nurturing Business, which is a business group made up of people from all over Europe, all different types of businesses as well. And we meet to create our plans. I deliver a workshop with my business partner, Jenny. And then we also have co-working time. It's basically about kind of online co-working connection. So that is every single Monday.
This is digital, right?
Yes, yeah, it's on Zoom. So yeah, everyone can access it. So all of the details of everything is available on my website. But I've just launched a new course as well called Marketing Mindset Mastery. And also this is basically something that I've been working on for quite a long time, and also works really well with confident marketing, which is my 6-part marketing course, which goes from vision and mindset, customers, offering, message, promotion, and planning. So it's basically like a huge toolkit of all the different things that you need to kind of build each one. I haven't announced any of my 2022 dates yet for live workshops, but if anyone wants to keep in the know with this, then you're welcome to message me on social media, and of course join my mailing list, which is where I will be keeping everyone up to date. So thank you for putting those links in. Thank you. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. And so we were talking also about yoga. What style of yoga do you practice, and do you think it enhanced your business, your work?
Yeah, I love yoga. I absolutely love yoga, and I've been practicing for many years. And I would say the style that I've mostly practiced has been Vinyasa flow. But in the summer just gone, I had the opportunity to go to one of my clients' retreats at Embercombe in Devon in the UK. And there we practice a lot of holistic style of yoga, so a lot of yin yoga, which I've never done before, actually. That was the first time that I've practiced that style. So I really enjoyed it. So I mainly practice at home by myself, but I'm really looking forward to
Again, by yourself.
Mallorca and going to the studio.
So entrepreneurs who do so much at home alone.
Yes. I'm always, I quite often practice yoga, first thing in the morning and last thing at night. So it's always kind of doing it at times where it's not really good to fit in with a class.
Oh, Chloe, thank you so much for your time for the interview. I think you shared quite very important and interesting facts. And if someone is interested to know more and actually work with you and to find help, I can just recommend to ask for help because I know this is very overwhelming, especially for teachers who are not used to it and often start really at zero. I have to contact you here, your Facebook, Instagram, or on your website one more time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so, so as we learned today, get first the mindset right, no? Maybe writing it and then ask a mentor to help with the following steps.
Yeah, well, we can do it ourselves, and the tools are available out there, but sometimes having someone to guide us through this makes things a lot easier, because then we're able to get the feedback that we need and the encouragement that we need, and also stop us from slipping into this rut of procrastination, perfectionism, etc.
All the other 5.
Yes,
Thank you
exactly.
so much. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Thank you so
And
much.
thank you.
And,
And thank you for watching also to all listeners.
yeah, and thank you to all the listeners. So,
Bye. Bye-bye.
ciao.